Hi, it's Sarah, One-Eyed Cat Online Marketing. I'm going to talk about location targeting today. So I just want to run through how you are able to target your campaigns and some of the little best practices and some of the things inside your account, some of the default settings that could actually waste you a shed load of money. So let's dive straight in. Okay, so I've just come into it's just a little campaign of mine here, and under the settings here, this is where you will find your location settings. Obviously, if you're setting up a new campaign, you'll come to this section as you go through the process. If it's already set up, just go to settings and you will see locations here. So just one quick kind of general best practice for campaigns would be to only ever target one country per campaign. That's a general best practice. There are always exceptions to the rule, but in general, it's better to have one campaign per country. So just before we start, because obviously you can do all countries and territories. I would not recommend doing that for anything. So the most basic type of location targeting is obviously, as we can see here, by country. So this will default to your own country, and you can just type any country you like. Okay, and then as you type your location, you will get suggestions coming down below, and then it will be the reach. So that's kind of the number of people that you're likely to be able to target, 31 million here, and then you get the option to target that country, to exclude that country, or to you can click nearby, and it will give you sort of, well, as you can see, areas nearby. So that's the most basic type of targeting, is the country targeting, either to target or to exclude a whole country. So beyond, if you want, obviously most people, a lot of people, especially local businesses, will want to be targeting specific towns, cities, even, you can target down to the postcode level. So if you want to target something a little bit more specific than just a whole country, that's when you go to the advanced search option. And here we have the option to target a location. So within a country, that can be a state, a county, a town, a city, a postcode, a zip code, anything you like, basically. So I live in a little village called, well, actually I live near a place called Abergavenny. So I can just target Abergavenny. You get the same options. You can target. When I target it, it will then pop up on the map. Let's zoom out. So then that's showing me that's the location that I've targeted. It's quite a small location, obviously. Or I can exclude it, and then it shows up in red, so you know that you're not targeting anybody in that particular location. And again, if I click on nearby, I'm going to get the areas that kind of are next to Abergavenny, which is quite interesting. England. So, okay, that's nearby, I suppose. But yeah, it's just kind of, I can't see how useful these are at the moment. I have not really seen any great use in these, but I don't know, you might find something that you hadn't thought of there. But that's the one option, and that's to target a specific location area. You can always also target by radius, because Abergavenny in itself, so I'm a plumber, and I can cover, I might live in Abergavenny, but I can cover all of these areas around here. I don't mind traveling 15-20 miles if the job is right. So I will want to target by radius. So I just type in the town. I highlight the little box here, the little checkbox for radius. The default is set to 20 miles. Incidentally, I can change that to whatever I want. So I might say, oh, 20 miles is a bit far. Let's make it 15. And so I'm targeting Abergavenny. And there you can see it's highlighted 15-mile radius of Abergavenny. Now you can layer different locations. You can layer, you know, I might be the kind of company that targets people on the M4 corridor, for example, which would be everybody along here. So Cardiff, Bristol, Swindon, Reading, you know, I might, so you'd kind of do radius targeting around Swindon, around Reading, around Bristol, maybe around Cardiff to kind of cover. You can layer as many of these on over each other as you want to. You can layer location targeting and radius targeting. You can target a country and then exclude certain locations within that country if that's relevant for you. The only thing you can't do with the radius targeting is do a negative radius target, if you see what I mean. So I can't say I don't want to show for 20 miles around Abergavenny. If I want to sort of exclude any part of that area, then I'm going to have to sort of do specific locations and try and build it up like that. So those are the different types of targeting that you can do. And before I go out, there's one very important thing that you need to do when you're setting up your location targeting, and that is to click on the location options, which in Google's best, in their best way that they do, they always have these things hidden. And this is one of the settings that could potentially cost you, well, just waste you a load of money. Because by default, and the recommended option is to target people who are in, who show interest in, or, who are in or who show interest in your targeted location. But as far as Google are concerned, if I'm in India and I'm doing some research on companies in the UK because I want to spam them with phone calls, I'm a person who's interested in the UK, so they'll show your ad to them. You get a lot of people come up and going, I've targeted the UK or I've targeted the USA and I'm getting all this traffic from India or Pakistan or Russia or China. And that's why. Because this setting, you need to change it to the people in or regularly in your targeted location. So it's not going to target anybody. It's not, if somebody's researching, if somebody lives in Switzerland and is researching the country you're targeting, it's not going to show them your ad. So you need to make sure you come in and change that from the default option to the people in or regularly in your targeted locations. So once you've set all that up, I haven't actually changed, I'm going to leave that set to the UK, and then you just hit save and that's all done. And that's your location targeting. At any time, you can go back in and update and edit this location targeting. There are options where you might want to adjust bids based on location, that kind of thing. So you can come back in here and add a location so you can adjust a bid, all sorts of things that you can do with location targeting. But that is the basics of how to set up your location, your geo-targeting in your Google Ads account. I hope you found that useful. Don't forget, if you did, then please like the video, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you get notified of upcoming videos, and please share with anybody that you think might find this content useful. And if you have any questions, please post them in the comments below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Until next time, take care.